Hey there, it's Carrie here at Get Your Vibe Right, and I just got off of a session with one of my clients, and she's struggling in relationship right now. We've all been there, right? We've totally all been there. And one of the things that we found that was going on in her was a broadcast message. And a broadcast, so this is in the body code. This is a system developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson. A broadcast message is basically like an energy message that we're sending out on our subconscious that other people might be picking up on. And her broadcast message was, give up on me. But she really, really wants to stay in this relationship. She's working really hard. She's committed and she wants her partner to be fully in too. And yet in the background, there's this message that's been going out that says, give up on me, give up on me, give up on me. Now, we don't know these messages are happening, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, generally when these messages start, they are serving us in some way. So I'm gonna go ahead and out myself right here and say, I know I've probably sent this very same message in a relationship because I didn't want to be the bad guy. I didn't want to be the one that was doing the breaking up. So my subconscious started sending out a message that was saying, give up on me. Because if you give up on me first, I don't have to be the bad guy that is the one that is the ruin of this relationship. So you could say that that was serving me in a way, right? That by saying, give up on me, I was using it as a tool essentially to get what I needed. But the thing about the broadcast message is the signal doesn't turn off once it's served its purpose. It continues to be broadcast out there into the ethers for people to pick up. So that's just one example of a broadcast message, but this is why often in our relationships, we end up having so much discord. It's like, I don't get it. I'm saying I'm all in. I'm demonstrating how much I want to be in this relationship. I'm showing up. And yet he's not responding in the way that I want him to be responding. Well, it could be that even though your actions and your voice and your words are sending one signal, your subconscious and your energy system is sending a completely different signal that is saying, you know what, give up on me. I'm not really in this. I'm not really here. It would be better if you just gave up. And so we have so many things like this going on inside of us often that when you are struggling with something and can't quite put your finger on why, because it just doesn't make any sense, this is part of what's happening. There is so much going on energetically and in the subconscious mind that we are unaware of. Subconscious, unconscious. It's called unconscious for a reason. We are not conscious that this is going out. She had no idea that she was sending out this message, right? Luckily, we were able to release this energy from her system so she's not sending that message out anymore. She's also trying to build her business, by the way. And even though this was showing up in a relationship session, she's trying to expand her business and build a business, getting partnerships to come on board, getting people interested in her new idea. And yet all the while, she's still sending out a message that says, give up on me, give up on me. And that's kind of how the subconscious works. Once a program is set or a limiting belief is set or a broadcast message is being broadcast, it's like a blanket policy. It's basically showing up everywhere. It's not only showing up in relationship, it's showing up in business. It's showing up maybe even in your health. And so you have to understand that these spring out of a certain struggle that we're dealing with in our life. But once they get into the subconscious is responsible for 95% of the results that we're getting. It's the one that's really driving the bus ultimately with what's going on in our life. And if it's just creating these blanket policies based on one belief, one program, or one broadcast message, this energy can really be kind of messing things up for you. So I know there's a lot of energy modalities out there. I don't know how many of them identify this type of energy and like a broadcast message, But it's worth, even if you don't want to see a practitioner or you don't want to like pursue some kind of session like this, just start thinking anytime that the pieces of the puzzle really aren't adding up and you're just not really sure what's going on, there's probably some kind of subconscious component that's going on. Maybe it's a program or a belief or something like this broadcast message that you yourself can unpack and work through and change, right? So I think I make these messages because I want to let you off the hook a little bit. We beat ourselves up so much and we think that we're doing everything wrong when really this was a message that probably got installed in her in a bad relationship, maybe even a decade ago, but it's still in there. And yet she's feeling bad about what's going on right now, feeling like it's all her fault. This is where I say I want to let you off the hook. It did come from her. She did create this in the subconscious, but the subconscious is still sending out that message. And that is not something she's consciously aware of or can change. So be gentle with yourself. Be willing to know that there's way more going on underneath the surface, that energy is always at play in you and everybody else that we're interacting with, and that most of the time what's really happening is related to our history rather than our present. So be kind to yourself. Let yourself have a pass every now and again and go looking for the things that aren't really working somewhere in your past, maybe in your unconscious, to see if you can fix them and get the resolution that you're really looking for in relationship or business or health or whatever.
I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night.